Dominic! I brought you back to where we first met. And I have a surprise for you.
Fast and Furious 11 isn't going to hit theaters in April 2025 as planned, and it won't be coming out next year at all. On the bright side, things are moving forward. Vin Diesel mentioned in May 2024 that he's already started training for the movie and teased the return of some cars in the next installment. Another thing in that is that it might actually be a good thing. It'll give the team more time to develop some of the storylines that were hinted at in Fast X. But first, let's talk about the delay. Fast and Furious 11 won't be hitting theaters on April 4th, 2025, as initially planned, and as of August 2024, we're still waiting on an official new release date. Work is underway on the 11th installment, with Fast X director Louis Leterrier returning to helm the project. The script will be penned by Christina Hodson and Oren Uziel. In early May 2024, Tyrese Gibson shared that filming for the movie wouldn't start until early 2025, making the original release date seem pretty unlikely. Director Louis Leterrier later confirmed this, adding that the movie is now set to come out in 2026 instead. Universal hasn't officially confirmed the delay or given a new release date, but Fast and Furious 11 definitely won't be racing into theaters in April 2025, especially since filming hasn't even started yet. Yes, filming for Fast 11 hasn't begun yet, but Leterrier confirmed that production will kick off early next year. He also mentioned that the movie is slated for a 2026 release, marking exactly 25 years since the first Fast and Furious film premiered. Given that The Fast and Furious was released on June 22, 2001, Fast X Part 2 could potentially hit theaters on June 22, 2026. However, we're still waiting on Universal to officially confirm the date. As for the Hobbs solo movie, which is expected to release before Fast X Part 2, there hasn't been any news since it was announced in June 2023. It's possible the spin-off could take the April 2025 release slot, but filming would need to begin soon. As for the Fast and Furious 11 cast, it hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but we could make some educated guesses based on what happened in Fast X. Vin Diesel is almost certain to return as Dominic Toretto, even though Fast X ended with him in a tight spot at the bottom of a dam about to be blown up by Dante Reyes. It's hard to imagine the series would kill off Dom or his son Brian. The fates of Roman, Tej, Ramsey, and Han are also uncertain after the new agency leader Ames, who turned out to be working with Dante, shot a rocket at their plane, causing it to crash. While it's possible that one of them might not make it, don't be too surprised if they all return in the next movie. Alan Ritchson is eager to return as Ames, telling EW in May 2023 that he's excited to play the villain and see how things unfold. He said, "There have been a lot of conversations. I'm amped to play the bad guy and put the gas to the floor. Let's see him try and succeed at what he wants to do. You can decide if he's bad or not, but yeah, I'm ready." Michelle Rodriguez and Charlize Theron will also be back as Letty and Cypher. In the final scene, they were picked up in Antarctica by Giselle, who has somehow returned from the dead. How did she survive? Who knows, but Gadot seems thrilled to be back, saying, "Missed my fast family. I'm overwhelmed with excitement." Jason Statham is expected to return as Deckard Shaw, especially if he can rescue his mother Queenie from Dante's henchmen. There might even be a reunion with Hobbs, given Dwayne Johnson's surprise return in the post-credit scene. It's possible that Statham could also appear in the solo Hobbs movie, though the fact that it's not being called Hobbs & Shaw 2 might suggest he's sticking to the main timeline. As for John Cena's Jacob Toretto, who sacrificed himself in Fast X to save Dom's son, his car did blow up with him in it. But we didn't actually see a body. In this series, you can never say never. Jordana Brewster's Mia will be back, and hopefully she'll have more to do this time around. We might also see Daniela Melchior return as Isabel, who is revealed to be Elena's sister, making her Dom's son's aunt. In addition to Jason Momoa's Dante and Alan Ritchson's Ames, Brie Larson's Tess is another Fast X newcomer expected to return in the next movie. Although she was shot, she seemed to be doing okay, and her situation might even bring her father, Mr. Nobody, out of the shadows. The cast is already shaping up to be pretty large, but there could be even more familiar faces. We might see Scott Eastwood's Little Nobody return, along with Rita Moreno as Dom, Mia, and Jacob's grandmother. If Fast and Furious 11 is the final chapter of the Fast saga, then Paul Walker's Brian O'Connor will likely have a presence in the movie, though how or if they'll bring him back remains unclear. Fans have also speculated about the possible return of Devon Aoki as Suki from Too Fast, Too Furious, especially after Vin Diesel shared a reunion photo in July 2024. Walker's daughter Meadow, who made a cameo in Fast X as a flight attendant, helping Jacob and Brian escape the agency, might also return with a larger role in the Toretto family. Now, let me talk about Fast and Furious 11 story teases that were hidden in Fast X. Starting with how Cypher sets up Fast and Furious 11's war in the Fast X scene. Charlize Theron's villainous Cypher becomes an unexpected ally to Dom and his family when she shows up at their doorstep, having just escaped Dante's clutches. According to director Louis Leterrier, the scene where Cypher strikes a truce with Dom and Letty is one to watch closely, as it contains subtle hints about how the Fast saga will unfold. Given Cypher's history of causing grief for Dom and his crew, this alliance could lead to some interesting twists in Fast and Furious 11. While Cypher and Dom's family share a common enemy in Dante, she's far from trustworthy. Letty's actions, like initiating their fight at the Arctic Black site later in the movie, show that she's not ready to trust Cypher long-term. On the other hand, Cypher isn't likely to stick to their alliance beyond their mutual battle with Dante. This uneasy partnership might completely fall apart in Fast and Furious 11, with Cypher potentially betraying Dom's family, or the two sides becoming enemies again for other reasons. Another is Brian and Mia's return after hiding safely in Fast X. Fast X's main plot raises questions about Mia's involvement in Fast and Furious 11, as well as that of her husband, Brian. After Paul Walker's tragic death in 2013, Brian O'Connor was retired from the Fast saga in Furious 7, with Dom and his crew deciding that Brian and Mia's growing family should be their new priority. Despite this, Mia returned to help out in F9, while Brian stayed home to look after Little B. Though Brian made a brief off-screen return at the end of the movie, his presence remains a delicate subject. If Mia jumps back into the action in Fast and Furious 11, bringing Brian back could be a big challenge. His return would be highly anticipated, but it also carries significant risks, making it one of the toughest decisions the film will have to navigate. And lastly, we have a major moment in Fast X, the plane crash involving Dom's family. As Dom chases Dante towards the dam in the movie's climactic scene, Dante reveals a surprising twist. Ames is actually his ally. Ames shoots down the cargo plane carrying Tej, Ramsey, Han, and Roman, causing it to crash off-screen. However, given the Fast franchise's history, it's hard to believe that any of Dom's crew would meet their end off-screen. The real mystery is how they survive the crash. While the scene doesn't show them parachuting out, the Fast family is known for their creative escapes, so it's possible they might drive a car out of the cargo ramp just in time. The bigger question is how they'll reunite with Dom and help him after the crash. This could play a significant role in Fast and Furious 11, with the movie possibly using their separation as part of Dante's strategy to divide and conquer Dom's team. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.